What's your name?
Right, I've asked you enough times. Show me your designation
have
card.
to.
Yes, you do.
Only
If you're not
have
going
to.
to show me your designation
I've
card, how do I
already
know
showed
if
you.
you've got powers under the Police Reform Act to stop
I've already showed
me?
you. What's your name?
May remember this video. I uploaded in 2018 where I was accosted by a gaggle after-ish, applaud for daring to challenge Essie. Two PCOs who were gossiping on Thess Street, ignoring a public order incident though, was going on behind them instead of going. After criminals, they chose to go after me, they should have chosen the criminals.
Right, this
What's got any idea in you?
guy had no powers to stop me.
Listen.
These two are just looking for trouble because they've got nothing better to do.
Just
We're
listen to
police
what we
officers.
say.
Who are you?
He's
I'm
a police officer as
Look at
well.
your ID card.
You don't need to see my
Yeah, I
ID
do.
card.
You've
I'm
seen
with a
mine.
police officer anyway.
Listen,
you do not need
show
to see
me
my
your ID. Yeah, I do.
I will talk to you for a
Mate,
second.
get your hands off me.
I don't want to repeat the story as I've already uploaded several videos on the subject of her. The reason that this was worth pursuing is because there are too many scaws like these who prey on the public's ignorance of what they can and cannot doif. No one is willing to challenge them when they overreach their powers. Then what is the point in those powers in the first place? They might just as well had they want when they want, as no one is going to stand up to them. PCOS do not have powers of detention, other than one, shaking down children for booze. And even if a PCO wants to sue you with a dispersal notice, as Los Luke later claimed he did, have NAPWers of stop issuing dispersal notices, not a coercive power in there? Is new fence of refusing to stop and accept tone? The only crime is if you refuse to abide by one. As it turned out, Lushik hadna power to make a dispersal because Thuritan authority he required had expired 15 minutes earlier. Something I found out later by making a freedom of information request as Luchik and all Theophosers involved in this debar will prove there are no limits to how much police staff are willing to cover opened pure themselves for their colleagues. Both of these officers lead making written statements that I had sworn at them despite admitting on Thespot I had not. This officer lied about keeping me restrained, even though he was got on video doing it, and Lucich Leadabot putting his hand on me. Don't put your hands on.
Don't put your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me and getting away with me.
What's your name?
Take into account that all of this occurred around same time that the inspector at Constables reported that Derbyshire Police were failing to record over 34% of all reported crime, including rape and violence, and yet here they are necessitating to dispatch 2 officers and 2 PCOs on an emergency basis to deal with Lucic's desperate bid to exert on authority he doesn't task.
You won't. This isn't the last you live for me.
Is it now? I hope not.
Honestly, I know you think you're really smug and clever now, but you're going to have to answer to your professional standards.
I will, yeah.
Initially, I had to wait 6 months to upload the incident, Tummy channel, as well as to make a complaint, because I knew if I didn't attempt to maliciously prosecute him for a phony public order, offense amething that Derbyshire Police have already tried and fouled. In the past, in fact, here is Lucy trying to get reprosecuted for non-existent offense. It's a statutory time limit for charging Section 5 offenses is 6 months once. I sat that out there wasn't any that they could do to me after that, and I was free. To make my complaint, Nattery, the police denied that they'd done anything wrong, and Theops routinely sided with the police. It's the tend to do by default. So, the next step was to sue them when I initiated the claim against Derbyshire Police for assault, battery, false imprisonment, and interference with good sit became clear very early on that they intended to drag me all the way to court to spite them. Having not the least hope Huff winning so in the face of their defiance, I decided that suing them for compensation was not enough. In fact, I didn't want a single penny from them. Ali wanted was the one thing that police officers never seemed to give, and that ice an admission that they were in the wrongas. I had my hands full around this time with the private prosecution of PC Mark Knights, who just so happened to be from Derbyshire Police. I asked solicitor Don Gold if he would extract that admission off liability for me, Derbyshire. Polyseconded to deny wrongdoing and refusetto settle, so we had no option but to also court proceedings. They continue to bluff, constantly delay in the court hearing with the usual police excuses. O'Falliday's sick leave training, never anything to do with being busy tackling crime. Of course, dragging it on for over a year finally, and just a few weeks before The CT hearing they rolled over and negotiated a settlement I rejected their first offer on the basis that it didn't contain any admission of liability. It took months to crowbar it out of them, after which restated our commitment to seeing them in court. They rolled over, and after years, OFA obstructions, delays, denials, and whitewashing, they finally admitted to wrongdoing, and here it is, that admission full. And can I just point out the final twist of irony? Not only did Lusik face no disciplinary proceeding Schwarzov as a result of this assault, Derbyshire Police decided to employ him as a fully warranted police constable, but their negligence didn't stop there because they've also given him a gun. Yep, so Lusik, a man who by his out admission suffers paralysis of anxiety, is to show his designation card, applied for a position as a firearms officer. It would be funny if it wasn't so scary, the compensation I did extract from Derbyshire Police. I've plowed straight back into the private prosecution fund that I've maintained to remove dangerous and corrupt police officers from our streets. And if you're wondering what happened regarding these prosecutions, well, the answer is a great deal. The problem is, I just can't say any more at this stage because I don't want to prejudice a case that has thus far taken 3 years to find its way to the higher court. Hopefully the results of that case will be in within the next 6 months, and in a closing note I will admit I did offered myself one small luxury to celebrate my success of suing Derbyshire Police, and that was to have PCO Lucy's image printed on a medium conducive to his style of policing a toilet roll. Constable now, for the first time in his careers, going to get to perform a genuine emergency service, and I have to say, it's the first time I've ever bought toilet paper that already had on it